In the world of men, in the universe of men that wish to become better with women, that like women, that like the idea of being with a woman, there are two types. There's the type that have essentially given up. They might not have given up consciously, they might not have thought about this consciously, but they've decided that they will never be in love with a woman, either two-directional love. They will never see a woman's face light up when she sees him. They will never give a woman an orgasm. They will never lay in bed at night, falling asleep in the arms of a woman and waking up the next day in the arms of that same woman. But so long as they can convince themselves it's not their fault, they are okay with a lifetime of loneliness. And they will externalize their loneliness and unhappiness and frustration out into the world and pretend that it is imposed by somebody else. It's not their fault. Then there's another class of men, a type of man that you hopefully are. That even though you might not have the best skills with women, you realize this is something that you can improve. You can get better. And you've been trying to get better. You refuse to give up. You refuse to accept life on the sidelines, surrounded by other lonely men who conspire with each other to come up with the best sounding ideas about why it's not their fault. You want to get better. And when it comes to getting better with women, there's a lot of ways. Now, before I tell you the best way to get better with women, let me ask you a question. How long have you been trying to get better with women? 6 months? 1 year? 2 years? I'm going to give you a plan right now that if you put this plan into place for the next 3 to 6 months, you will significantly, dramatically improve the quality of your results with the women that you want to be with. It's a matter of understanding the difference between intuition and instincts. Imagine a guy who wants to go on a diet. He has trouble with eating, like a lot of people today. But he doesn't really have a plan. Whenever he's hungry, he just eats whatever he sees, whatever he thinks will taste good. And he eats as much as he can. And he tells himself that next time I start eating, I'm going to stop halfway through. I'm going to remember to stop eating halfway through. This guy will fail every time because the hunger instinct is insanely powerful. We would not have survived had our hunger instinct not been as powerful as it is today. But the people that do manage to control their weight, to lose weight and stay healthy, they pre-frame their eating. They decide to eat small portions. They realize that there's a certain number of calories you should eat. There's a certain type of food you should eat. And when you think about eating, when you plan your meals, if you do any kind of meal prep, you keep calories in mind. You actually check the labels of food at the supermarket and at the fast food place. And you think ahead of time. You think, well, if I eat this and I eat this, I'll still be under my calories and you'll be okay. You pre-frame your instincts. This is the secret to success with women. You pre-frame your instincts and you build up your intuition. Now, what does this mean? Whenever you see a woman across the room, your instincts are going crazy. You automatically, quickly, and subconsciously imagine the absolute best case scenario. Fantastic sex over and over and over again. But you also imagine the worst possible scenario. You walk over there, everybody's watching you. You start a conversation. She laughs, throws her drink in your face, kicks you in the nuts, and everybody points at you, ha 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 ha, and you go home. Everybody knows what a loser you are. This creates massive anxiety. And so just before you even start to think about what to say, how to say it, how to approach, this anxiety is building up inside your subconscious mind. And this creates the fight or flight response. And as soon as the fight or flight response kicks in, your brain is offline. Your brain is suddenly in energy conservation mode. Your brain is the most energy resource part of your body. Your brain burns more energy per gram than any other body part. And so when your body goes into fight or flight mode, your body says, screw this, we're conserving as much energy as possible. So as soon as you have these two best case, worst case scenarios pop up inside your subconscious, your brain shuts off. That's why most guys think the problem is, I don't know what to say. But that's just an effect of the real cause. The real cause is this massive flood of fight or flight energy because of the anxiety that pops up because you're letting your instincts take over your thinking. Just like people that have a problem with weight let their instincts take over their eating. And just like you can pre-frame your instincts with portion control, you can pre-frame your sexual instincts by pre-framing what you want to get out of the situation. 2,000 years ago, 2,500 years ago, the Stoics came up with the idea that there's kind of these emotions that hit us immediately that we can't control, but then there's emotions we can kind of channel those into, and these are more appropriate emotions to express. This is kind of the same idea. When you see a girl over there, instead of letting your sexual instincts take over, you come up with a very easy to achieve intention. This is the hard part. This is the difficult part. Instead of walking over there and hoping for the best, make the hoe say no, as they say, walk over there and deliberately create a very teeny tiny achievable outcome. This is kind of like portion control for eating. And the easiest outcome is to just introduce yourself and call that a win and go home. Tell yourself after you introduce yourself to that woman over there, you're never going to see her again. Deliberately, this is like portion control. Deliberately pre-frame a very easy outcome. Walk over there and say this, excuse me, I don't mean to bother you. I'm not trying to pick you up. I'm not trying to sell you anything, but there's something about you that I find very interesting. Would it be okay if I introduced myself? That's it. Ask permission to introduce yourself. And unless she's a narcissist, unless she just found out that her grandma died, she will probably say yes. And even if she's nervous, even if you remind her of the guy who broke her heart in 3rd grade, she will act polite. And then introduce yourself. Say thank you and leave. She might say her name, she might not. That's not important. What's important is you create a very easy to achieve outcome. You walk over there and just say, hey, can I introduce myself? I think there's something interesting about you. I'm not trying to pick you up. I'm not going to ask for your phone number. I'm not going to try to sell you anything. Would it be okay if I introduce myself? My name's Fred, or whatever your name is. And she might say her name, she might not. Whatever she says, say thank you for your time and leave. That's it. That's like a teeny tiny portion control to slowly control your sexual instincts. And what you'll be doing is building up your conversational intuition, and you'll be building a string of memories. Because what's going to happen is you're going to walk over there. You're going to say this very easy to say thing, introduce yourself. You're going to have a pleasant experience, and you're going to leave, and you'll be thinking, damn, I could have done more. She liked talking to me. She didn't kick me in the nuts. Everybody in the room didn't laugh at me. That was a fantastic experience. I want more of that. It's just like eating one bite of something. As soon as you bite something, you're going to want to eat. That's why you can't eat one chip or whatever the ad says. But if you're portion controlling yourself, you train yourself to eat just a little bit, even though you still want to eat a little bit after you're done eating. You train yourself to only eat a little bit. This is essentially what you're doing. You're training yourself to only experience just a little bit of a friendly female conversation, and then you leave. And this will build a string of very, very wonderful memories that says women like talking to you. Women enjoy your experience. Women smile when you talk to them. And this will create a much different emotional dynamic. And so long as you train yourself with sexual portion control, you won't have that fight or flight response. It will take a while. This is practice. This is why I said 3 to 6 months. If you do this for 3 to 6 months, remember, you've been trying to get better with women for how long before this? And 3 to 6 months from now, you could be fantastically better if you put this program into place. And just walk up there, portion control. You will create a string of memories that say women enjoy talking to you. And once your fight or flight mechanism tones down a little bit, you will develop this massive intuition. And the intuition will tell you exactly what to say in the moment. The trick is not to figure out what to say before you walk over. The trick is to turn down your fight or flight response enough so your super genius intuition, your super genius subconscious will be able to come up with things to say in the moment based on how she's responding. Because when you talk to her, you're going to need all of your brain power to pay attention to her nonverbal communication. When you turn off your fear, your fight or flight mechanism, you'll have all your brain power to pay attention to her nonverbal communication, and that will allow your super genius subconscious mind to think of things to say in the moment that will further the conversation. And your intuition will tell you whether she's enjoying the conversation or not. And if you start to veer towards not such a happy conversation, you'll know to get out of there before it gets too bad. And so the more you try this, the more you practice this, just come up with very, very small, bite-sized, portion control conversations with attractive women, and give yourself time to turn down your fight or flight response and turn up your intuition. You will become a conversational superhero. So take your time. Take lots of time. Practice this. See how many women you can talk to in the next 3 to 6 months through the model of sexual instinct, portion control, and you will soon be able to seduce any woman in the room.